Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography. We're old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. This week's artist is Bill's pick, Cinderella. And on the panel we have Mr. Tim,
Gypsy Road!
Mr. Bill,
Don't take me home!
Cowboy,
I drive all night just to see the light.
and myself, Jason. And I'm not singing Gypsy Road, so... Yeah, if you haven't caught the previous video, we've already covered night songs. We're going to move into a long, cold winter.
Oh, yeah.
1988.
Yep, they got the logo there.
I was still not born yet.
I'm still not born yet.
I remember 1988, man. I was playing with some Dino Riders. That was the year that Dino Riders came out.
Yeah, I remember Dino Riders.
Some good shit.
Yep.
And I lived down south, so we didn't really have long, cold winters.
That was also the year Captain Planet came out. Remember Captain Planet?
Yeah, he's our hero. He's going to take pollution down to zero. So, long, cold winter. Cowboy, why don't you... You're hot off the... You're over there hopping and hipping. Why don't you start us off with long, cold winter?
All right, Long Cold Winter, man. That was the album that introduced me to Cinderella altogether. And the intro, first track, Bad Seamless Blues and Fallen, it was long time I didn't get to really hear that song because it kept getting skipped or fast forwarded through to Gypsy Road. But really good song, really good intro. Gypsy Road was a classic, even the music video. Even if I grow my hair to the sky, I'll never forget that line. Really good. Don't know what you got till it's gone. Whew. Still makes me cry every time I hear it. It's one of those tear jerkers, the way Tom sings it, the way he did the piano on it, just excellent. The Last Mile, really good song. I Walked the Last Mile. Let's see. Second Wind was really good. Long Cold Winter was really good. If You Don't Like It was really good. Coming Home is probably my second favorite song. Third on the album. And Fire and Ice was really good, and Take Me Back, really good. There's not a song on here that I don't like, except for the opening took me a little bit to get to, but other than that, it was just, I listened to this album more than any of the others. It's just a classic.
All right, remember, no spoilers because we're ranking these albums, so.
All right.
I'm going to follow up with that because I completely disagree with you on Bad Seamstress. This is the one I think has their best opening. You got some porch blues going on. It's an interesting mix of blues and 80s hair glam that kind of fucking works. I like the lines, old friends seem much closer now. They stand the test of time somehow. I didn't mention it on the first album, but Tom's vocals are pretty good for 80s hair metal. It's not as high and annoying as some, and he gets a little growly sometimes, which he does on this one. Gypsy Road. Gypsy Road. The song Bill and Tim have kept talking about the past fucking couple weeks. Go check out our Corrosion of Conformity videos to hear some Gypsy Road. I have no recollection of ever hearing this song until now. It just sounds like any other Pyromania ripoff 80s rock single to me. Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. Holy shit. Third track, ballad again. I like this one a lot more than Nobody's Fool. When that chorus kicked in, I remember hearing this one at some point during my existence on this planet. It's fine, I guess. He does that growly thing I was talking about on the If You Really Want to Go part, which is cool. Last Mile, I started surfing the internet while this song was playing and tuned this one completely out, so no notes on it. Second Wind brought me back around. It had a pretty cool surf rock guitar riff intro. And the My Second Wind, Gets Me Strong, I'm Right Back Where I Belong was a cool vocal melody. And the music during that was cool as well. Potential top song contender. Long Cold Winter, bluesy, Rolling Stones like. I was not expecting something like this. It wasn't bad. If you don't like it, again, not too bad. The intro had some energy. Guitar riffs were cool. Vocals almost sounded like Guns N' Roses on the verses. Which I guess it is the year after Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah.
Coming Home, got another ballad. I wasn't a fan of this one. It was pretty generic. I think I like his vocals more when he's not doing that high-pitched Axl Rose shit, which I thought would go away, but it doesn't. But whatever. I got used to it by the end. Fire and Ice just makes you want to ride that Himalayan at the Interstate Fair. Maybe hit up that double Ferris wheel, grab some popcorn, and an airbrushed Metallica t-shirt. Take Me Back, some fast country slide guitar going. I did love the chorus and the vocal melody. It reminded me of Permanent Vacation era Aerosmith.
Yeah.
This album was all over the fucking place for me. It was a weird record. And I'll get into it more after we rank them.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, yeah, we are a year after Appetite for Destruction, and the same people who mixed that, Steve Thompson and Michael Barbiero, also mixed this. Another album they mixed in 1988 that we've covered is Injustice for All by Metallica, also in 88. So, interesting how this mix and that album sounds. That's a fun comparison to go down a rabbit hole with.
Yeah.
And then we gotta point out that Cozy Powell plays drums on this album. Legendary drummer. At this time, he would have been in Black Sabbath, actually. So I've been listening to a lot of his Cozy Powell Black Sabbath albums and enjoying them a lot lately. So that was fun for me to listen to. This wasn't as good as those, though. The intro was okay. It's very Stone Zeppelin formula. It's all right. Gypsy Road, I have no notes. It is what it is. It's kind of funny. Don't Know What You Got is... I don't think it aged well. The Last Mile is just kind of like, a good AC/DC blues rocker. The chorus was a little weak for me, though. Second Wind, I thought the last minute musically was awesome. Long Cold Winter, the title track. Another standard blues ballad formula, and I didn't like the vocals. If you don't like it, kind of the same thing. Musically, I thought this one stood out, but the vocals, there's something off on them, and then ultimately I thought it was just kind of a dumb song. But the riff was great, and the drums sound great on that one. Coming Home is, I think, the first official power ballad in this discography. Fire and Ice reminded me a lot of like early Def Leppard or, mid-tier Motley Crue. It's solid.
Interstate Fair music.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And then Take Me Back, the closer. One of the stronger closers. The great drum intro that's going to get repeated on every album after this, and I think this one's actually played the best. So overall, like, there's things to enjoy about this album, but I don't know if there was a single song that was like, oh yeah, that's a good song. There were moments, though, throughout the whole thing.
I had some good songs on this one.
Yeah.
There's a couple good ones. This album, I definitely agree. It feels like a roller coaster to me. My actual comment, it's a roller coaster, and also I describe this as their ooh, ooh, ooh album. A lot of times they were getting to a lot of oohs and oh-oh-ohs.
Well, and 88 was a big year for the Bon Jovi ooh ooh oohs.
Yeah.
So.
Like that, it was right after this one that they toured with John Bon Jovi, if I remember right.
Well, that had been before this one.
It was before this one?
Yeah. Yeah, on the Slippery When Wet tour, so that had been 86, 87.
Gotcha. All right. So.
And then, 88 was New Jersey and Bad Medicine. And that's when they took out Skid Row. And then, of course, Skid Row breaks the next year.
We're going to get to Bon Jovi one day.
Oh, yeah.
John Bovey.
So I guess my notes on this album go to the intro. Harmonica, all right, that's a different one. Honestly, with the guitar, I felt like it really worked out here. Kind of set the tone, I felt like, for the album of like, all right, these are the sounds you're going to hear for the next 40 minutes, I think the album is. Something around there.
Yeah.
The transition, I felt like, between Bad Seamstress Blues and the Falling Apart of the Scene was actually pretty good. But I wasn't a super huge fan of it after that, though. Gypsy Road, I figured that Cowboy was going to talk enough about that, so I didn't write any notes either. Don't Know What You Got. I actually love the piano intro part of that song.
Yes, it's very good.
Actually, that was one of the first Cinderella music videos I watched, and I loved that music video. It's not a lot going on, but as Cowboy mentioned, I mean, you get a little bit teary-eyed when you look at it a couple times. Last Mile, it's all right. Not my favorite song, not the worst song in this album. It's just right in the middle. Second Wind's all right. You know, I think maybe the band's gonna get their second win going into the B side. Wasn't a huge fan of the middle part of it. I like the intro part of the song, like the outro. The middle was very meh for me. Just wasn't a fan of it overall. What they did instrumentally at the end, though, I loved it. Long Cold Winter title track. Never mind. Really not sure about the blues beat. It's not bad, but it's not what I want. It's a different change of direction that I thought they were going to go in, and that's kind of the direction they started to go in here with this album, with a lot of the songs. This song definitely was not for me, but it probably was a good song for someone out there. Not for me. If you don't like it, all right, you know, it existed. Not going to say anything more about that. Coming Home, I liked how he changed his voice through the song. Thought that was cool. Just the singer dynamically changing that. I mean, it's back. He changed his voice, and then it was back to our regularly scheduled programming of his usual, you know, gravel, you know, hair metal sounding voice. Fire and Ice, thought it was a pretty good song. It was a pretty good song. And then Take Me Back, I actually think that this is their best outro of any album, in my opinion.
I still got a better one coming up.
I mean, I think I know what... it's close between this one and one other one, but I think this one has the edge.
Have you heard Aerosmith's Permanent Vacation? Like, that's what it reminded me of.
I have not.
Yeah.
1986.
Yeah.
Would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah. Which I like Permanent Vacation, so I like that Desmond Child shit. Anybody else got anything else to add about some Long Cold Winter? I think we're all done, right?
Yeah, that's...
Sums it up.
That about sums it up. So, Bill, this is your discography. You get to guess first.
Well, I think that this is a pretty low-hanging fruit, honestly. I'm going to say every one of us is going to have it at number 2.
I got it at number 1.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
never mind.
That's the same thing. Wait, you said everyone's gonna have it at number 2?
Yeah.
No, man, you are wrong like a motherfucker.
Well, maybe I got the hot take then. Does Tim have it at 2, or is I wrong on that one as well?
I do have it at 2.
Okay.
We
You
are
got me right.
already divided. And I'm on Cowboys team.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. My notes say this album was all over the place. Like, it didn't really have a direction. There's blues shit, there's some Rolling Stones shit, there's some glam rock shit, a little country rock shit, Aerosmith pop, some ballads. It was a weird one. I read on Wiki that the critics at the time were harsh on it, sounding too different from its contemporaries. I think that makes it more interesting, honestly. And I'm going to put
They really did lean into the bluesier side of things at the time.
It's
for sure.
It's but not. It's like 80s glam rock blues. It's interesting how they did it.
This
Right.
was their transition into blues through this album.
This is also where it dawned on me that this is the 80s version of the Gin Blossoms. That'll make more sense at the end of the discography, but that's my comparison. Or the Gin Blossoms is the 90s version of Cinderella, because they, whatever, but
That's timeline.
yeah, we're going back to the future. We're doing some Huey Davis Back in Time or whatever. Fucking
Back in time.
Going back in time.
All right, so that's been our rankings. We've already divided already. We got Heartbreak Station next. I think we're going to get even more divided on that one. But I'll at least jump off of Team Cowboys. So maybe. Who knows? Stick around. Like, subscribe, hit the bell thingy. Leave us a comment down below. Which one do you like better, Night Songs or Long Cold Winter? Be safe.
And are either of them better than Hysteria?
Yeah.
Be safe. Make good decisions.